What's up, Internet? It's WILSHOCKER on a mission to shock the world with fantastic content, and today I thought I would do something a little bit different. I'm going to make a beginner tip video. I wrote down some notes, but I'm not going to look at them because I basically have it all figured out off the top of my head. So let's say you are a new player and you want to figure out what to do in Albion Online. You want to have a guided system that takes you from the very beginning of the game to the very end of the game. And now what do I mean by the end of the game? Well, let's say, for example, you want to go be a PvP player, go into the black zone. You want to bring the best gear into the black zone. That means you're going to need a lot of income. So my whole guide is all about how to maximize your income and minimize the amount of time you spend getting there. So keep that in mind. I want to reduce the amount of grinding that you have to do as much as humanly possible, and I want to get the most that you possibly can out of your time on the game, because time is something that you don't get back. It's important not to waste too much of it. So let's talk about some beginner traps that cause people to waste their time, which, you know, distracts them from the course of action that they could be taking to get to the end of the game. Let's call it the end game as possible. So I'm going to open up the Destiny board here, and we're going to take a look around here. As you can see, I have a lot of nodes leveled up because I've invested a substantial amount of time into this game. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to recommend one particular build that's going to take you all the way through the game. I'm talking from level 1 all the way to level 100, and from level 100 into party content and guild content and solo PvP and group PvP. So believe it or not, I believe there is actually one consistent build that you can take all the way through the game and even be able to flex as a support role if your group requires that. So what is the build? We're going to do, well, the weapon is going to be a bow. Here it is. So as a new player, you start as a fighter. You want to craft your bow, and you want to look at the bow fighter combat node. You're going to level up your bow using any one of these bows. All right. My recommendation for your first bow is just going to be the regular Adept's bow, and then just level them all up to level 100. So here we can see we want this bow to be level 100, this one level 100, and so on for all 8 of these bows. So that's going to be the weapon that you work on, is going to be the bow. Now I'm also going to recommend a second weapon to work on. The second weapon we're going to work on is the priest, the holy staff node. You want to get this to level 100, and you also want to get all 8 of these holy staffs to level 100. Now, this is going to take a substantial amount of time. It's going to take so much time that I've already lost 99% of players. But let's say you really want to make your character as good as you can. You really want to get as much value as you can. You want to be relevant in PvE, PvP, arenas, group PvP, ZVZ, Avalon Roads, Avalon Dungeons, and so on and so on. You're going to get the most bang for your buck, the most value out of your time by leveling up the bow. It's a consistent weapon. Many of the bows are very useful. The regular bow is good in all sorts of content. The long bow is very good. The bow of Badon is one of the best builds in PvP. So you'll get a lot of mileage out of going bows. All right. Skip all the other weapons. And if you want to flex a healing roll, go with the Holy Staff. Specifically, the one-handed Holy Staff is good. The Great Holy Staff, I believe the Redemption Staff is used sometimes. And, of course, the Hallowfall is the bread and butter in arena PvP, 5v5s. You want to bring a Hallowfall, that's a very good weapon. So those are the weapons. I'm going to move on. Next, you want to level up Cloth Fighter. All of these robes are good. You're going to use these different robes in different situations. You get a 40% damage bonus from using cloth armor, and it's overall very good because you can use it as a healer, you can use it as a bow user, and you'll be at the top charts of the DPS, and you'll be at the top charts in healing. So stick to cloth armors. For your helmet, your headpiece is going to be cloth as well. Scholar cowl is very good. Cleric cowl is very good. Mage cowl is very good. Royal cowl is very good. Fiend cowl is very good. Cultist cowl is good. Face scale, I don't really see it much. Cowl of Purity is also very strong if you're a DPS. So as you can see, many of the cloth hoods are usable. So you want to level up all of the cloth hoods as well. And just like with the weapons, you want to max all of these red nodes up to level 100. Next is the boots. We're actually going to move away from cloth and we're going to go with leather boots. Okay, mercenary shoes are great. Assassin shoes are good, not quite as good on bows, but royal shoes are very good on healing. Stalker shoes are good as a DPS and as a healer. And then, of course, Mistwalker shoes are good on healer. Tenacity shoes are good on DPS or heals. So pick up the leather shoes. Again, maximize all of them to level 100. And that will be your build that I would recommend for your entire play experience on Albion. No crossbows, no gloves, no hammers. I mean, you could, of course, experiment and find something that you like. But as a beginner player, let's say your first year, 2 years of Albion, focus on the bow and the holy staff. I don't think that I'm going to be changing my mind about that anytime soon. So there's that. That's your combat. That's going to take you a couple years. Even as a premium player, that's going to take you some time. So that's going to be number one is getting to level 100 with those items. Skip the leather jackets. Now here's the one thing that I want to talk about is leather jackets are actually very, very good in solo play. Okay, I have a lot of time. Don't take my example. I use leather jackets because I have time to level up multiple builds, okay? I'm going off of the assumption that you do not have thousands of hours to commit to the game, and so that's why I'm recommending cloth. If you have the time to level up leather, if you are 100% certain that you're going to be a solo player and you're not going to join any guilds or parties, then leather is good, because as soon as you go into group content, either as a bow or as a holy staff, you're going to want to run cloth. You're going to want to run that 40% damage boost and the 40% healing boost, and leather is going to be a waste of your time at that point. So is plate. Plate's not even on the table. So that is my reasoning. That's the one note that I will leave on this side. If you're a solo player, go leather all the way, but I'm going to run on the assumption that you want to do everything in Albion, including the group stuff and the ZVZ and the Avalon content and so on. So you're going to want a cloth armor to run that content. Now, that's all the combat that I'm going to talk about. All right. That's your combat assignment, your combat mission, if you will. The next thing I'm going to talk about is gathering. This is pretty cut and dry, really simple. I won't spend too much time on it. Level animal skinning. Level animal skinning to adept, get it to expert, get it to grandmaster, get it to grandmaster, and then finally get it to elder. Skip all of the other gathering skills. Just do animal skinning. It's the best one. You get the most silver. You get baby animals. There are 100 guides out there that are better than this one that are going to tell you to run animal skinning. And I'm just going to say that's the meta. Go with it. Don't level up all of these to elder unless you have an absolutely ludicrous amounts of time. I'm talking like you don't have a job for whatever reason and you need something to throw your time into a fire, then you might consider those other gathering skills. I'm going to assume that you do not have tons of time. Go with animal skinning. That'll be your gathering skill. In the same venue, your crafting skill is going to be refining. Don't worry about this entire skill tree, all the crafting stuff. Don't worry about all that. I worked a bit on leather jackets. This hasn't really gone anywhere. I did some cooking. I have max level cooking. These are I give it like a 6 out of 10. It wasn't worth all the investment that I put into it. I got a little bit of silver back, but I've tried just about everything. You want to stick with refining. Refining is tried and true. It's consistent. The demand is there. The supply is there. You can fill your orders. So stick with refining. I recommend leather. So you're going to do gathering, animal hide, and bridge watch. And then in most cases, you're going to transport your hide to Martlock. And in Martlock, you're going to use the 40% refining bonus to refine your leather, get to level 100 adept, work on getting to level 100 expert, work on getting level 100 master, work on getting level 100 grandmaster, and then work on getting level 100 elder. Once you have maximized the focus cost efficiency, by now you probably have enough silver to pay for your premium. You want to actually avoid crafting any more leather than necessary, because what happens is when you refine elder hide, or not elder hide, is it called elder hide? Fortified leather. Okay, when you craft fortified leather into fortified hide into fortified leather, you it takes a very long time to sell this leather. It can take days, it can take weeks. So what you want to do is work towards the mid-range of items so that they sell faster, because there's not going to be a lot of players that can afford 8.3 leather, and there's not going to be a lot of crafters that are going to be willing to, buy your leather from you, so your product's going to move more slowly. That's just something I learned from experience, okay? Most players cannot afford this. The players that can afford it are not going to be buying in bulk most of the time, okay? So you're really looking to get super lucky if you're trying to sell your 8.3 leather. That's going to take a very long time to sell. So you want to stick to 4.3, 5.3, and 6.3. Heavy emphasis on 6.3 leather. I think that's the sweet spot. If you can craft lots and lots of exceptional hardened leather, that's going to be a great cash crop for you as a player, because there's a lot of demand for it. It's got a great value. You get a lot of silver for your focus points when you're using your premium, okay? And the 6.3 is going to move a lot. So the lower in tier it is, the more product it's going to sell, generally speaking. So let's talk a little bit about silver economy. Let's say this is your first month of playing Albion Online, and you're a brand new player, fresh off the boat. You don't know what's going on, what you're doing. You're watching this video and you're a brand new player. You don't know what's going on. All this stuff is totally new to you. Okay, relax, calm down. It's not that bad. Whoa, there's my alarm going off. All right, well, I'm not editing any of this, so we're just gonna leave that. You're a brand new player. You have no silver. The first thing you're going to do is gather. You're going to do animal skinning. Work your way up with animal skinning. You're going to start in Bridge Watch. Let's open up the map. Your Bridge Watch location is in the desert. Okay, this is Bridge Watch. So when you get off Tutorial Island, you're going to go to Step Cross. Go to Bridge Watch as your city. And then gather on all these maps outside of Bridge Watch to get your animal skin. You want to, not always, but sometimes you want to move your hide to Martlock, because as you can see, if I go to the Martlock on my map, you can see there's a 40% hide bonus for converting hide into leather. So you get, if you have 100 hide, you get 40 hide back as a refund for free. So it's a really good idea to move your hide to Martlock, craft it into leather, and then sell the leather. The first thing you want to do as a brand new player is work towards your premium status. If you have United States dollars or euros or whatever to spend on premium, go for it. I think it's worth it. If you do not have money to spend on premium, go ahead and gather maybe an hour a day until you have 30 million silver. You want to go into the premium, spend your 27.35 million silver on 1 month of premium. Then you're going to start getting what's called focus points. If you look at this on your inventory, expand the menu, you can see your focus points. You are automatically generating 10,000 focus points every day. Here's your focus regeneration stat. What is focus? That is going to help you with your crafting. And just to, let me think about this for a second. Focus points gives you, instead of a 40% bonus in Martlock, it's going to be more of like a 55% bonus. See this refining bonus I was talking about? If you use focus when you're crafting your hide into leather, it's going to be 55% instead of 40%. That's what focus does. Okay, so you're going to use some of your focus points on refining leather. That's going to level up your leather refining skill, and you'll go from there. Now, my time is limited, so I have to get this information more compact here. You get your first 30 million. You spend your first 30 million on premium status. Then you're going to work towards your second month of premium, and you should be able to get your second month of premium within 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks or so. And then you're going to spend all of your extra silver that you get as a profit, and you're going to invest it into your player islands. Okay, get an island in Bridgewatch, get an island in Martlock, get an island in Thetford, Fort Sterling, Lyndhurst, and so on. Get an island in every city, and what you'll do is grow herbs. I recommend herbs. Actually, you got to check the city bonus, because there's a bonus for each city what you want to craft, what you want to farm on your player island. So let's go over that. Bridgewatch, you want to focus on Dragon Teasel. It's this one right here. Dragon Teasel is an herb. In Martlock, I believe it's another herb. It is elusive foxglove. That's what you want to grow in Martlock. Okay. In Thetford, you're going to grow fire-touched mullein. That's going to be your herb in Thetford. In Fort Sterling, you're going to do ghoul yarrow as your herb. Once you unlock a ghoul yarrow, you'll be doing that in Fort Sterling. Lyndhurst, I believe, is crenellated burdock. Crenellated burdock is in Lyndhurst, and you'll go from there. So every day, every 24-hour period with your premium status, you'll do Dragon Teasel, elusive foxglove, and so on in each city, in each player island. And once you have that third month of premium, you'll put the rest of your silver into your player islands, because what the player islands do is it generates semi-passive income. It's a really good rate of silver once you get them all to level 5 and you have 16 plots on every island. That's very good. So that's going to take you several months, okay, as a new player. So once you've gotten your premium income, you've got your refining that you're spending your focus points on, you've got your player islands that you're managing, I would recommend once you have an income of about 2 million silver per day or so, you want to reinvest into a second character with a second instance of premium, so that you're getting 20,000 focus points per day, not just 10,000. And then you're going to reinvest your extra silver into all of the player islands on your second character as well. So you have 2 premium characters, 2 sets of player islands, max level on both characters. You're not going to do any combat on the second character, so don't worry about that. Once you've got 2 characters with premium, all with full player islands, with max level refining on both characters, Stick with leather the whole time. That's fine. There's plenty of leather out there. Then you're going to want to start making focus alts. And that's going to be the last tip I have for this video, is focus alts. What is a focus alt? Well, when you have 30 million silver extra, you're going to make a third character, buy premium on it, and do more leather refining. Or branch out into a different refining tree if you want. Maybe refine ore into plate and into bars. Or refine fiber into cloth, resources, and so on and so on. And you want to keep consistently generating 30 million silver on each character, and then reinvesting your profit, your extra silver, into additional focus alts until you have several focus alts, all generating at least 30 million silver per month, usually looking at 40, 50, 60 million silver per month per character if you play your cards right and do it all consistently and, generate a good profit. Okay. That's going to get you to the point where you are making, several 100 million silver per month just with your focus alts. And then all of that is going to feed your PvP in the Black Zone. You'll be able to join big guilds. You'll be able to do ZVZs. You'll be able to run 8.1, 8.2, even 8.3 items easily. And your economy will be so stable and safe and good that you can enjoy Albion, get the full experience out of it with bows and holy staffs, and just, cruise from there. And, it'll take time to do all the islands and spending your focus points and all of that, but that's going to be the most effective and efficient way to get you to the end game, where you're able to risk very expensive pieces of equipment. All right, so that's it. That is what I had on my mind today. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll be back with more next time.